Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The In-Between. I'm your host, Elizabeth Cheney. All right, I'm going to preface this episode with the fact that I woke up with a crick in my neck this morning. Don't know why. I feel like I slept wonderfully, beautifully, one might argue. But I woke up with a crick in my neck, and it's been unbearable today. I tried doing some stretching, so if I look awkward, if I look like I'm in pain, well, it's because I am both of those things, awkward and in pain. Blame it on the giant jaw. If you caught up with last week's episode and the Habsburg jaw, I just got this big head, big jaw. My neck's just like, whoa, too much work, ma'am. That was awkward. I'm just kidding. Hey, wait, I told you I was awkward, so there's that. The good news is I had a crack ass of dawn dentist appointment. It was literally 7 a.m. Thank God my dentist is within 17 minutes driving without traffic. But they said, oh, your gum health is great. And they said that it had improved since the last time I was there. To be completely honest, I don't recall them telling me it was not good last time. So, there's that. I'm not saying it was bad, but apparently it's better now. So I don't know if I should be concerned. But either way, I'll take the improve. No one's told me, your gums are on fire. So at least there's that. There is that. I've been flossing more. So this is a PSA for all you teeth people out there. Teeth people. Oh, we have already started this episode off on an awkward foot. I love it. I'm here for it. Welcome to the In-Between. But for all my friends out there who have teeth, because I'm just going to keep turning this train into a train wreck, flossing. Don't forget to floss. Floss your teeth. Apparently it does wonders. Yes. As I told you all last week, I was hoping to have a episode this week about neurodiversity for Autism Acceptance Month, which is April. Well, funny story about that. Shall we begin? So, thankfully I know this person. We are friends. And I have done, I don't even know how many remote recordings at this point, right? We've been doing the podcast for almost 2 years now, which is wild. But I've done tons of remote recordings. I've recorded with somebody all the way over in Australia, right? I've recorded people in New York. I've recorded people in California, all over this country. Well, Sunday, me and my friend Alex were scheduled to record, and we did record. And I've used this program since the beginning, okay, this remote recording program. And, well, I am a one-woman show, and I'm very smart. I'm a whippersnapper. My grandpa would probably call me if he was still here and alive. But I am quick on my feet. I am smart. I can figure things out. I am a creative problem solver. You'll see that on my resume. But I, again, did not go to school for sound engineer, production, all of the things. So self-taught, self-made woman. I'm just kidding. It's very stressful. But anyways, the point I was making, self-taught, all the things. And technology is good enough nowadays that you can do that, which is great. However, when things do happen, that's when that lack of knowledge, that lack of skill really shows. And then you record a whole episode and realize that it quit recording 23 minutes into it. Yes, everyone, that is what happened. 23 minutes in, Alex's camera kind of glitched for a second. She didn't lose connection, but it blacked out for a moment, and then she came back, and I noticed that this little progress meter that kind of shows me the bandwidth speed, upload speed of the files while we're recording went to 0. Well, it happened once before, but it was a weird glitch and it ended up being fine. So I didn't really think anything of it, although there was something in my core telling me, girl, something's off. And I even stopped it for a second, and I was like, should we? Maybe we're fine. Well, we ended the recording, and Alex is like, the thing is still showing us recording, but you've stopped. And then I said, this isn't good. And it was still showing that she had 0% uploaded. So you can do this thing where you can troubleshoot, go to this URL, and it pulls the cloud recording off of your internet browser, and it goes, oops, can't find the file on her end. So basically, I had to engage support, and I figured it out. When she lost connection, it lost connection to whatever, I guess, that recording in the browser, which that is all over my head. I'm not even going to begin to explain that. However, the solution would have been to stop recording, because it recorded up until that point, which was 23 minutes, and then just get us to exit out, restart back the program, which is a URL, and then record from there. So I know I just gave you a very pretty long-winded technical lesson that nobody asked for, but I'm just here to tell you that, here's your reminder, trust that gut. That gut is there to tell you, whoa, something's not right. And also to say, yikes. I don't know how many times in all the different groups I'm in, community groups or podcasting and stuff like that, where I've seen, oh, it happened to me today. I recorded and forgot to press record. Oh, I had this issue with my guest, blah, 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 all the things. And I would think to myself, man, I'm so grateful that I have not had that happen yet. Well, bust that cherry. It's happened. So fun, humbled, exhausted just thinking about it. Even though it was a great episode, it was a great warm up, I guess. The glass half full looking at it is one. Alex is awesome. She's a friend. We were already able to reschedule, so we're going to re-record next week. So the episode will still be able to come out in April. It's just going to be like the last week of April. Glass half full. Learned a new thing. Learned another new technical thing. So that's great. I'm going to choose to mark that as a glass half full. Third glass half full. Trust your gut. Be prepared. Sometimes shit happens and you got to roll with it. And fourth glass half full, hopefully the episode will be even easier this time. Not that it was hard the first time because, well, we've already gone through it and, it's scripted at this point. Naturally scripted. So all the good things. Honestly, I'm not too upset about it. Yes, it was frustrating. Like, I didn't cry or anything, which I don't even know why that's my first acknowledgement to you all, but I didn't beat myself up. I honestly laughed because part of me was like, you know what? There's a chance there may be an issue with this. And once I confirmed there was, I was just like, immediately texted her, hey, can we reschedule? And I'd already given her a buffer. Hey, I think something's up with this. So it all works out. And now I can say, oh, I'm one of those people too that's had the issue. Am I looking for a new solution, like a recording platform? I'm not quite sure yet. So hopefully I don't have to do that because she's barely hanging on with her technical knowledge with all these different things that I use to make this podcast. Not quite sure I want to do another one. Although I would assume most web-based remote recording software programs are all the same. But either way, not ready yet. If it happens again, God forbid, knock on wood. I hate that I just put that juju out there, but then we'll reconsider. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, there was an eclipse this week. I'm just going to be completely honest because I have no shame. I don't really hold anything back from you all. Did I walk outside without appropriate glassware and look into the sun like an idiot? Yeah, I did. I really did. And, I've been paranoid ever since because I was like immediately thought, oh my God, you idiot. What are you doing? And now I'm scared that I like ruined something, even though like I keep like winking opposite eyes, like testing the strength of my eyes to make sure they're okay. I'm crazy. Nothing new there. But they tell you to wear those glasses for a reason. I will tell you that. Georgia, they said, had like 80% visibility. I don't even know what the hell that means. Like, does that mean clouds? Or I think that means something about the path. Again, I don't know what that means, but did it get dark? Not really. Kind of cloudy, but not cloudy, but like gray. What am I even saying? Like kind of dark, but maybe I'm trying to say the gray area of dark, but it was no means like the TikToks I saw in Texas. Dear Lord, it like got dark. Like the Philippines, it was dark. That was crazy. That was really cool. I did not get that experience. I did maybe burn my eyeball, but she can still see, she can still hear, and I'm blessed. Thankfully, my stupidity hasn't screwed me over yet. So nonetheless, she prevails. I remember I told you last week that I got a reality check from the universe. Well, reality check probably isn't fair. It's a little harsh if I'm going to be honest with myself. It was more of just like, hey, here's the answer that you have been asking for so long and you've been ignoring every other sign. So now we're just going to like, I don't know, dump it on you like an ice bucket. So with that said, life is still lifing, progressing. Are we feeling overwhelmed? Sure, of course. But then I thought to myself, when are you not overwhelmed? And what I mean by that is, when are you not biting off all the things all the time, aka biting off more than you can chew? Constantly. I am constantly meeting new people. I am constantly setting up like lunch dates, breakfast dates, weekend dates, all the things. I am constantly trying to do the podcast and then do my real job and then keep my social life afloat and, other endeavors. And I choose to do that. So that was the difference. I told myself, you know what? Sure, it's overwhelming, but you choose to do this. And all of it is getting you to the better purpose or the greater purpose of your life and what you're trying to do. So are you overwhelmed or just, right now you're hustling? So I told myself, they always say sacrifice to get to the top, whatever the top is to you. And this is my sacrifice. Free time and mental free time, mental peace. That is my sacrifice. And I say this as a joke, but I also kind of mean it seriously, and that's okay. Life is not always going to be juggling this many balls in the air. Life is going to be crazy. Life is going to have lots of different types of balls, but all of these balls right now that I'm juggling, they're kind of competing interests in a way. Maybe not so much like the social life and all that kind of stuff, but like my job, the in-between, house, all those things. I know that they will not... That's not a constant. That's not going to be my forever. So I just got to get through, got to truck through. And once I get through this hurdle, get down this waterfall, I know there's an even bigger one. There's even crazier rapids. So cheers to reshifting the narrative. Believe it or not, like 3 years ago, I would not have been able to do that. So, hey, that's progress. That's progress. And speaking of peace, Stan and I are going to go to a cabin for my birthday weekend. Wow. Let me just re-say that sentence one more time. Speaking of peace, I've decided to go to a cabin for my birthday weekend. We're just going to go somewhere like either Blue Ridge or Chattanooga, which is close to Atlanta, just to get away, just the two of us. Nothing really planned. Maybe we'll go downtown for like one day, one night. I'm not quite sure, but I want to get away to just basically like decompress. We haven't really done anything like this, especially since Luna passed. Also, holy shit, I'm still deeply grieving that dog. Miss her so much, just in case anybody was wondering. I wonder how she's doing. Well, she's not well. She is surviving. And I don't want to say thriving because, I don't think I'm ever going to thrive. There's always going to be a part of me that's not thriving because she's not in my life anymore. Could I cry at any given moment? Absolutely. So we're going to end this conversation right now, but I'm okay-ish. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. At all. But I'm smiling sometimes. Okay, let's just move on. Anyways, cabin weekend. I think it's going to be good for us. I'm also planning to just get out of our apartment and then be able to focus on some in-between next steps, website stuff. What am I going to do here? Get some pitch templates together because time to grow this baby. Just kidding. She's already growing it. But you know what I mean. And also, who doesn't love a good cabin weekend? So cheers to some R&R. Cheers to listening to what you need to yourself. Cheers to listening to yourself and your needs. And I said, I need to get out of the city and I need to get out of this apartment. So let's go do something where we're not going to be tempted to go out and do a bunch of stuff and we can just chill. So boom, there we go. Also this weekend, we were celebrating Stan's birthday and another one of my friends' birthdays. And I just got to say, you guys, quick recap. It was a blast. There's this area here in Atlanta called Pullman Yards. Yeah, look it up. I'm not really going to explain it, but they will rotate experiences, exhibits, things like that. So the Van Gogh experience came through here, the Stranger Things experience. Let's see what else was the Jurassic Park experience was last year. Well, right now they have this balloon exhibit. It's a inflatable art installation. So me, Stan, my friend Courtney, her husband, friend, another couple of friends, Justin and Sam, we all went to this exhibit and oh my goodness, it was so much fun. First off, the first part of it is honestly, the whole thing was weirdly existential, mostly because of the music. You can go look at my Instagram because I posted some pictures and I'm going to do a recap video probably by the end of the month with April and you can see more of it. But there was these giant black donut looking inflatable tubes and they were moving at different lengths, but the music that was playing was so existential. I was am I meant to be introspecting right now? With these inflatable donuts? I don't even know, but it was super cool. But the coolest part is they had this room that was a giant ball pit. And don't worry, they clean it every day. They probably clean it multiple times a day for all I know. But oh my gosh. First off, it couldn't have been more than 2 feet deep, maybe 1.5 feet. But when you're in there, it's almost like one of those sensory deprivation tanks where you're floating and swimming, but you can breathe and move, but you're just also light. I wouldn't say light as a feather, but you got help, right? You're kind of floating. And oh my God, we all had such a blast. Stan and I are kind of well, if we get a basement, what's the return on turning that sucker into a ball pit? That's where we're at. Could you imagine having a basement you could like press a button, make those stairs turn into a slide, and then boom, you slide into a ball pit. Oh, my God, that would be so much fun. Anyways, honestly, I would do it again. The ball pit was that much fun. That much fun. There was a cool VR thing. There was lots of other little things that were interactive that you could do, but I don't know. The ball pit was where the ball pit slaps. That's what I'm going to say. The ball pit slaps. Oh, it was so much fun. And then my friend that I mentioned that her birthday party Saturday, and she apparently, this is the first year, like she's a new friend. I met her last year, but each year she does themed birthday parties, which that might be a new thing that I have to incorporate into my life because it was so much fun. Her theme was like famous parents. So, you know, she was Fran Drescher. Is that her name? Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Her husband was John Goodman's character from Roseanne. There was, let's see, the from The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. Her parents were there. Elizabeth something and the guy who Quaid, whatever his character was. Let's see, what other characters were there? There was like Lorelai Gilmore, like Gilmore Girls. The chick, the mom from Mean Girls, like, I'm not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. So first off, props to my friend Anna for having friends that are like down to dress up. Like, I think that's so cool. Stan and I went as Linda and Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers. I have always wanted to go as that couple because one, I think I am Linda Belcher in some way or fashion. And, you know, Stan is definitely part Bob. So it felt very on topic. It felt very, there wasn't much acting required. Stan shaved his beard and kept a mustache like Bob. And I am going to tell you all right now, my husband with a mustache is damn fine. Maybe it's my own opinion. Maybe no one else agrees with me. I would argue that you would probably agree with me, but like, let me tell you something. Stanley can rock the stash. Like, no creep, nothing about it. Like, he looked good. So I'm kind of trying to get him to keep it. I don't know if he loves it. He says he likes it, but I don't know. Either way, I love it. Oh, he's so cute. He's such a cutie. Goodness gracious, I'd just marry him again if I could. Remember in Parks and Rec when April Willowgate, Andy Dwyer be like, let's just get divorced so we can get married again. What's up, boo? And then the last thing to just share before I get into my current loves and things like that. I had to call T-Mobile, which, why would you bring this up on the podcast? Because, well, this is my podcast and I want to share my life things. And also, sometimes I put off adult, quote unquote, adult things because, well, my anxiety is like, oh, it's going to be overwhelming. And whoever wants to call customer service? Not me. That's for dang sure. And that's partially why I kept putting it off. But I was like, they're overcharging our bill. I need to check into it. Well, long story short, I called them. It took an hour. So yes, my expectations were absolutely met. And I resolved some of my problem, but then I found out that to solve the rest of my problem, I'm SOL. So I'm not really explaining this quite well other than T-Mobile has very weird policies in place, especially like with legacy accounts, even though like my mom was a previous card owner. Oh my God. Previous phone carrier. What am I even trying to say? My mom owned the account. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. I was like, Stan, let's just stay with T-Mobile. Why not? Like, I have no problem with the service. So we were going to open up our own account. Well, apparently T-Mobile cannot handle that. At least if you want to keep your phone number. Well, of course I want to keep my phone number because my phone number is attached to all of my passwords and all of that shit. So like, two-factor authentication without my phone number would be, I don't know, impossible. And then I would be locked out of everything. I'm getting hot just thinking about what that would entail. Long story long, I can't get rid of the third line because that line is what the promo is attached to. Because to use my actual line, that is not a new number or a new account in their system. I don't know why I just took the time to explain all that to you other than to say it's bullshit and now we're going to go to another phone provider. So I'm annoyed that I got to be annoyed to make a point, but I'm also not going to pay $50 extra a month when it's bullshit. So now I get why old people get annoyed about things because life ain't fair. Damn it. Urgh. All right. And on that note, the point of that story is that, well, I finally called T-Mobile. I did the adult thing, and like, it was painful. It was brutal, but we got through. Don't worry. I was really nice to the person. I even said, I know this isn't your fault, but this is kind of silly. And she was like, it is really silly. And I was like, well, I don't know who you could tell to say, well, we could change this policy, but I'm going to be jumping ship. And then she goes, I hate to hear that. I mean, we really do want to keep you. I know this is weird timing, but could I interest you in some T-Mobile internet? And I busted out laughing. I'm not going to lie, she did too, because I was like, I know you have to do that, but like, really? I just was like, and I wasn't like raging like, I'm going to go to Verizon. And I was just like, this sucks. I'm not going to pay extra for this crap, but like, also, now I got to go to Verizon. Y'all suck. And she's like, I know we suck. You're right. This is stupid. Also, can I interest you in internet? That's kind of basically how the conversation was. But like, we were both like, Josh and cheesing. So I was going to say Josh and Jeepin'. What does that even mean? I don't know. I feel like that was from Clueless for anyone who's watching. Oh, man. My neck. My neck just reminded me, I hurt, bitch. So, sorry. I was like, ugh, if I looked awkward on camera just then. All right. So let's just end the episode with my current loves. I'm not going to lie. I have not been caught up in pop culture and whatever the hell's been going on the past week. I have barely listened to my podcasts. I think I've listened to one podcast in the past week. So shout out to my girl, Kristen, at a little bit a lot. I was listening to her recent collab, with somebody who she has been really excited about, and a big podcaster that she loves that she actually got to have on her show. So I was like, well, I gotta support my girl, listen to it. And she's like recapping some of the, well, not recapping, but like, apparently Twilight is making a resurgence in pop culture nowadays. And there's like conferences and like Twilight Con and stuff. And so she was doing like an episode series on the movies Twilight. So anyways, the episode was on New Moon. That brought back some memories. Shout out Bella being like the worst heroine. I wouldn't even call her a heroine. That's so unfair. But like the worst main character. Bella does not give main character energy. That is for sure. Yet she was the main character. And to be quite frank with you, that story isn't even that good. And it's very problematic. So thank you, Kristen, for highlighting that. But also shout out to still loving Team Edwards. There we are. But my current loves, because I was like, well, if I'm not caught up on pop culture, I might as well just tell you like the current things that are interesting me, and then we'll get the heck out of here because your girl's hungry. So boom, bop, boom. And hopefully next week I can get my recording correct with Alex on the neurodiversity episode. But anyways, let's see what's going on here. So current loves. Trying to catch up on my podcasts. Like I said, I listened to one, but I got a bunch of them queued up. I need to just get better at listening to them on like speed 1.25, but I don't know. There are still a lot of things that I work harder, not smarter on, and that's one of them. So maybe I would accomplish more podcasts if I listened to them just a little bit quicker. Whoopsie. Let's see what else. Trying to read more. I say that, and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I have not read at all, really, the past week, so need to get back on that. But, like, the next thing I was going to say is your girl's been going to bed earlier, not as early as I'd like, but I'm finally getting in bed before 11. Is it 10:50 p.m.? Quite possibly, but guess what? That's still before 11. Baby steps. So I want to get in a better habit of getting in bed earlier and then reading before I go to bed. So we are getting there. Baby steps. And then let's see what else. Always the constant pursuit of fixing my face. Well, not fixing, because that makes it sound like I don't like it. I love my face, but like I'm tired of this hormonal acne. I think I mentioned it last week. I'm going to do Bobna's Gut program. Haven't signed up yet. That's a different story. When I sign up, I will tell you when and why it took me a second, and you'll probably laugh, and then you'll probably be like, also ew, TMI. But with that said, I am constantly trying to educate myself on things that I can do to kind of maintain my face. And shout out to my new dermatologist. She gave me this new cream that is like an acne antibiotic cream. I don't know if it's acne specific, but I've only been using it 2 days and I already see a humongous difference. So if this shit clears this up, I mean, great for me. But then also, what was my girl before her giving me that clearly wasn't working? Side note. But anyways, I've been reading more about clean skincare and makeup and things like this, and my consensus is this. Person A will say, use product B. Then person B is going to say, ooh, product B, that made me break out. You should use product C. Well, then person A is going to say, well, product C made me freak out. So I'm going to tell you right now, all the products may affect people differently. Go figure. So find what works best for you. And if it works and it's clean, like by your standards, like whatever it is that you are looking for specifically, like I'm trying to find non-pore clogging ingredients, then great for you. Like I love the Ilia makeup, ILIA. Some people say that clogs their pores or makes them break out. I love it. Then someone says use Estee Lauder. That shit made me break out. So see, tomato. It just, pick your poison. But I did just buy a bunch of shit from Sephora on their Rogue sale. So there's that. Should I have spent that money? I don't know. Did I feel good doing it? Absolutely. I got 20% off. That's how I justified it. So, you know what's funny is I talk about skincare and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, have I ever done like a get ready with me video? I don't think I could actually do that. I can multitask, but like talking to a camera and also doing my makeup, that almost sounds impossible. Like, I don't think I could do that. If I did do that, I'd probably like poke my eyeball out somehow. So it's better for y'all that I don't do that. I would like to do more fashion content and stuff like that. You know, make a little videos of my fits. I got cute clothes. You know, I got cute clothes. So who knows? Maybe I will. I'm just like rambling over here, aren't I? But speaking of clothes, actually, last little thing, my current love. So I've also been looking into more sustainable clothing. I always try to approach it that way. Like the things that I buy, pieces that I buy, but I mean, sometimes it's inevitable. But I've been looking for more sustainable materials in the clothes, specifically like underwear, like bras. Homegirl needs to buy a bra. Why is buying a bra like the bane of my existence? Yes, I'm quite aware that there are lots of banes of my existence, but buying a bra is definitely one of them. And I don't know why. Like, oh, God, it's just... Maybe it's like all the years of being gaslit by Victoria's Secret saying I was a size D. And let me tell you something right now. Your girl has never been a D, probably never even close to a D. Like maybe in my like chubbier days I was a C+, but like definitely never a D. Never a D. So that's funny. So maybe I just don't trust the clothing brands. I'm like, I don't know what this size means. Like what even is a cup? I don't even know. Anyways, here's my woes about bra sizes. However, I found some blogs and some different sites that have all these like different brands. And so now I'm looking through them all and Lord, there's so many, but they're out there, which is great. I'm also, I bought like some sustainable, clean fabric workout pants. I couldn't even tell you the brand. Instagram got me. So maybe it's not clean. Maybe I got bamboozled, but you know what? Wouldn't that be false advertising? I don't know. God, what are the laws nowadays? What are the rules? I don't even know. You know, once I start making money off this thing and get ads, like, that's going to be a whole other learning curve. Lord help me. I hope I have a manager by then that can help me with all that shit because I can barely hold on to all the things I'm doing now. Okay, on that note, I'm really hungry, so I'm probably going to go eat and let you guys go and just tell you that I think you're all fabulous. I think you're all amazing. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it made you giggle. I hope you can laugh at the small things, and I hope that when things don't go the way you want them to, like you do a whole recording and then it doesn't actually work, you can take a deep breath, allow yourself to be frustrated, and then go, all right, well, what can I do in this situation? What can I make from this situation? Can I reschedule? How do I fix it? So pivot. Well, that's about all she wrote. So give me a follow on Instagram at in.betweenpod and at Elizabeth Cheney _ and then at the In Between Podcast on YouTube and TikTok. If you enjoyed this episode, leave me a rating and review on Spotify, Apple, all the things, all the places, wherever you listen to your podcasts. So I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your week, and I will see you next week on an all new In Between. Until then, I'm your host, Elizabeth. Bye.